How hard was it for her, man? All men on the beach, especially the group that she hung around, man.
Oh, Moondoggie.
And speaking of women, I know Linda Benson's here. She was the first woman I ever saw in the ocean. I couldn't even believe it. This cute little blonde was at Swami's, and she lost her board, and I ran across the reef, woo, got her board, went back out. I couldn't believe it, a woman surfing. And then Debbie, she's been such a role model for women in the sport, and a world champion. And then it comes to Rob Machado. If anybody was ever an icon or representing the sport in the best way possible, I actually got to do a trip with him. And one of the things that stuck out on that trip, we were in the middle of Costa Rica, like 50 miles inland. I don't even know what the little town was. We stopped for a McDonald's or something. As soon as Rob got out of the car, kids came out of nowhere, 50 miles inland, you know, like, and he took time, he took an hour or something, and signed every autograph and spent all the times with the kids. And I think people in our position, and I know I can speak from experience with the people that I've looked up to and stuff. I mean, it's not about me. It's about the people that supported me during those times. And Rob, I've seen support, the little bit I've seen and everything. He takes time. And I just want to thank all the people that supported me. And probably the person who gets the most credit for that is my wife, Donna. I would not be where I am today without her nourishment and support and love and help with the passion that I love the most, and that's the ocean. So, and then one last thing, I forgot Dick Dale. You know, surfing is music, and music is surfing. And it's another great honor to be inducted with one of the best musicians that represents the sport of surfing. And you know, we have another one. Rob Machado is a great musician too. I've heard him play before, and he can really get with it as far as his musical capabilities. So anyhow, I just want to thank everybody that was responsible for this. I don't really think that I deserve it, but I really thank everybody. I thank for the support. And just remember, whoever you come across in this sport or in this life, give them some hubbub. You know, I always had a thing, hoo-da kook. You know, so when you're in the water, give the aloha spirit. You know, it's something that's been lost in a lot of instances, you know. And you'll find it, the surf will go better, you'll have a better time if you just share waves and share life and share love and share the ocean and be an encouragement. And I just want to thank you. I thank God. He's been a big part of my life, and I couldn't end this little speech without giving my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the big heaven. So thank you, Lord. And thank all you people for showing up. I know I have some supporters here that came. Michael Gonzalez, Roy Wicks, and Mike Tilley, my brother in surf at the moment, who helps me with board design and just spending lovely hours in the ocean. So God bless you all, and thank you.
Yeah. A man of class, Skip Fry. And that brings us to our final inductee for 2011, one of the greatest champions in Huntington Beach out here at the pier. There's a select group that I've been living here for 33 years. I wasn't here in the 70s era, but there's a select group that you would count that have ruled the pier. And it goes back to the 60s when it was Linda Benson. She won it 4 times, 59, 60, 61, came back in 68. Corky Carroll, David Nueva. That was the first generation of great champions out here. And then in the next generation of the OP Pro, you had Frida Zamba from Florida, and Tom Curran, and Mark Occhilupo. And in the modern times, it is the guy that we're going to induct next, Rob Machado. In the 60s, they used to call that left-hander down there at First Street the Weaver's Peak. But they've since renamed it. It's become Machado's Peak. And we often have to remind people that it was David's, but Rob took over. And many of the championships that he won out here was he'd paddle down there and he'd find one of those lefts, sometimes rights, but he'd find one of those lefts and he'd start off down there at what we call Lake Street, and he'd end up sometimes at the pier with that beautiful flowing style, speed, grace. He didn't need much power because he's so fast. And he's now today he was out there competing. He didn't make it through this time, but I know he'll come back and try again because he's still at that high level to get to the finals of Lake Arcade Pro-Am just recently. And it's my great honor to bring up San Diego's own and great champion here at the pier, Rob Machado.
Wow. All right. Thank you, PT. It's an honor to be introduced by this gentleman right here, Mr. Peter Townend. Inspiration to myself, as he explained, quite the stylist back in his day and still to this day. So thank you, PT. Thank you guys for hanging out today. It's another beautiful day here in Huntington Beach. It's an honor to be here, and quite an honor to be inducted here into the Walk of Fame. Gosh, like Skip said, one of my true heroes, Mr. Skip Fry. You know, it doesn't almost. I don't feel like I belong up here, but it's an honor. So thank you very much, everyone who had anything to say about that. And I'd also like to acknowledge the other inductees with us, and quite the cast, the group of people. Mr. Dick Dale, I don't know if you know this, but I was in a little punk band, and we played a show. I think we opened for you. It was probably 3 or 4 bands before you, but I remember we're in the back alley, and you pulled up, and I watched you get out of the car and go on stage, and I was like, yes, all right. So, like Skip said, music is so much a part of surf culture, and Dick has provided that for us, and he was such an inspiration, you know, and we're trying to keep that going. You know, there's guys like Donovan and Jack and Tom Curran, and there's so much music out there, and the ukulele, and gosh, it's such a big part of what we do. We just, you know, I mean, we hang out at the beach, we travel around the world, and we have all this spare time. Why not? You know, let's like sit around and make music. It just makes it that much better. We all listen to music, right? So, hey Bill, I got to meet you just yesterday, was it?
Yeah, we were at the party.
You were at the party, yeah.
4 beers later.
Whoa, 4? This is an honor, and it's a pleasure to be on the stage with you, my friend, and the Hole in the Wall gang. Gosh, it's a rowdy bunch. I don't think I started coming to Huntington. I don't know. Maybe I stayed down the end of the beach down there, down at Nuevas Peak. That was which it's still Dave's Peak, by the way, if anyone's wondering. I just like to stay away from those barnacle things, man. That pier is dangerous. I had a few heats out there in my amateur days, and I got washed through that thing, and I was like, okay, I'm sticking down there as far as I can. If I got anywhere near, I'll just come in. I'll run up the beach, I'll paddle back out. It's all good. But the ladies on the stage here, congratulations. obviously had the pleasure to watch you guys, you know, growing up. Debbie, when I was just a little grom, watching you surf at Oceanside and around my neck of the woods. So inspiring, very inspiring, and Gidget, gosh, a legend. So quite the legend, and to be included with this group here is it's mind-boggling. Skip Fry is gosh, it's hard to even put into words for me. To hear him speak about me it gives me the chills. He is a legend. He is kind of everything I aspire to be. Like Skip said, we went to Costa Rica, and I hadn't really, you know, I'd hung out with Skip a little bit. You know, when you go down to order a surfboard from Skip, you don't just go and fill out an order form. You hang out with Skip, and you get to know each other. It's not about a surfboard. It's a relationship. And from there, we had this trip to Costa Rica, and we got to really spend some time together and ride waves, and to see the stoke on this guy at his age. He was out there all day, every day, and he was so excited about switching his fin. Yeah, he had 2 boards. One was purple and one was gold, because it's about the Lakers. I love it. Wasn't one named Kobe? You named your boards. But to see this guy and the equipment that he makes, and the way he rides them, and the glide that he creates, is what I always go back to in my mind, is what surfing is all about. It's about that glide, and you know, I see it all kind of came together. You know, we have these amazing little birds that fly down the coast, pelicans, and they glide across waves. And you see on Skip's boards, he's got the wings. It all makes sense. It's the glide. It's all about the glide. And Skip, I have a handful of boards from Skipper, and I cherish them greatly. I actually need a new one, Skip. I cherish them, and I take them out at special times when I want to feel that glide, and I want to feel like Skip. And so Huntington Beach has given me some amazing memories in my career here, surfing out here in this arena, this stadium, and in front of all these people, and to be crowned a champion here quite a few times. It was something I'll never forget, and I'll still go out there, like PT said. I lost yesterday, but I might have a couple more in me. I'll keep giving it a shot, but it's just, it's a beautiful city here, and the way that you guys have embraced surfing, and really just created this vibe. And now I get to be walked all over on the sidewalk. I'm excited. I'm really excited. You know, so thank you very much to everyone. Thanks for hanging out, you guys, and this is something I'll never forget. Thank you.
That brings to close our 18th induction ceremony. You know, it's amazing to think that when we started back in 1994 and we put one stone on the corner for Duke Kahanamoku, and now we have over 100 names and granite stones, and we're fast approaching our 20th year, our 20th anniversary. We've got one before that, but you can only imagine in the 20th anniversary, we're going to try and get all of the inductees together. So that's going to be an incredible 2 years from now. We're probably going to have a big ball. You want to probably get a reservation for a ticket now. We had a 10th anniversary like that down the street, and we're going to have it at the Hilton. So I'm not sure how many people we can put in there, but I'm sure you'll all want to be there. So on behalf of the Surfing Walk of Fame, I'd like to bring Don McAllister, our chairman, back up to close the day, and all the inductees will be around for photos and for the press, and then move over for a luncheon.
Thanks, Peter!
few other people in the audience that were introduced earlier. Natalie Coach is over here, founder of the Surfing Museum. Natalie, thanks for all you've done. She's also on the Walk of Fame. We've had past Mayor and Councilman Keith Moore here with us, Matt Harper in the back. And then I did want to thank Patrick McIntosh, our fire chief, and his crew for taking care of the little incident we had up front here. So those of you...
Guys from Audio Visual Associates have been doing the
Oh.
since day one.
Right, Audio Video Associates have been doing our audio all along. Thank you, guys. Now, for those of you that have tickets, our lunch will follow after press and photographs here at noon across the street. And we're bigger than ever this year. And so if you don't have your ticket by now, you can try and get in, but you may not get in because we're up to 250 and it's a full house. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for the 18 years of support here and look forward to the 20th coming up. Good night.